Welcome to the 30 Goals Challenge for Educators. My name is Shelly Terrell, and today's goal is to present your ideas. Jerry Seinfeld, a very funny comedian, once said, according to most studies, people's number one fear is public speaking. Number two is death. This means to the average person, if you go to a funeral, you're better off in the casket than doing the eulogy. Gregory Burns said, a person can have the greatest idea in the world, but if that person can't convince enough other people, it doesn't matter. We are at a time in education when the dominant voices convincing others come from politicians, businessmen, and also celebrities. The reason why they are very convincing is because this is their profession. This is what they get paid to do, to convince other people, to know their audience for their charisma and their ability to just be able to present ideas and win an audience. When you think of educators as being the voice that needs to be out there for education transformation, then you can understand why many educators aren't really spreading their voice or their message, or why education transformation is to a halt. And the reason is because educators aren't used to presenting. So I think this is an important skill that we really need to learn, because we need to begin to convince others. We need to share our ideas, and we need to be able to convince even other educators, which we're failing to do, other educators to come and to join our personal learning networks and to adopt these practices and to get away from the traditional approach of teaching. Our short-term goal should be to try at least one presentation. It could be in school, it could be a workshop, it could be at a staff meeting, it could be one conference this year, it could be doing something really short like a Pechachka or a Presto. A Presto presentation only lasts 3 minutes and 20 seconds. A Kucha lasts 6 minutes and 40 seconds. I'm working currently and collaborating with some other educators, including Philip Cummings, who will be helping me to have an online virtual type of Toastmasters. We'll begin this in May, and you'll find more information on the blog. And thanks to EduBlogs and Elluminate, we will be hosting this in the Elluminate room for free, and we'll have a group in the Educators PLN link, and we'll be able to share different presentations and get feedback and help from each other, really help with presentation tips such as saying uhs or ums too many times will get you out of those habits, help you with nonverbal communication, just different types of very effective presentation tips. Just to share a few things with you that have really helped me is practice, practice, practice. Your message is the most important thing, as well as your audience. Always have your audience in mind. It doesn't matter if your audience is very resistant to what you have to say. You have to put yourself in their shoes and try to think of how they will receive the message. I often run my presentations through various types of people I think will represent my audience, and I'll present it to them and see if they're convinced. And if they're not convinced, then I'll ask them, what do you think I need to do to be able to make this a more effective message? The message is so important that we need to get over our comfort levels of being uncomfortable about presenting. The nerves, yes, you'll get the nerves. A majority of people in the world think public speaking is their number one fear. So you're not alone. But what's important is your passion and that your message comes through. There are many speakers that I've seen have not been the best presenters in the world, as far as sometimes they get a little nervous, sometimes they fidget, maybe they say oohs, ahs, ums. But really, in the grander scheme of things, I believe that their message came across, and they did some of the best things that I really remembered their message. And one of the reasons why I remembered their message was because they just oozed with passion, and they really believed in it, and they were really convinced of their message. And that drew me in, and that really helped me to gain this kind of connection with them and to trust them. I have seen incredible speakers who just know how to win audiences over, but I didn't really feel the same kind of passion from their message. And although their presentation styles, I took some tips from that, I didn't remember their presentation as much. So remember, the message is the most important. For a long-term goal, try to think of ways that you can present your ideas more often. Remember, we have to try and convince enough other people that our ideas are really what education transformation should look like.